The night was thick with tension, the kind that didn't just hang in the air, just clawed at the lungs of everyone standing there. The old warehouse at the docks stood quiet, shadows stretching long under the dim lights. Rainwater dripped from the edges of the roof, echoing faintly against the silence of John Jungkook's men, standing in a perfect line, heads bowed, afraid to even breathe wrong. Jungkook stood in the middle, his black coat brushing the damp floor, eyes cold and unreadable. The storm hadn't hit the city yet, but it was already raging inside him. Who was it? His voice broke the silence, calm but lethal. His man shifted uneasily, no one answered. He stepped forward, jaw tightening. I said, "Who?" His voice thundered this time, echoing off the concrete walls. A few men flinched. Even Mark, his most trusted right hand, kept his head low. Until finally he lifted his gaze, Mark's voice was hoarse. It was Mrs. John. The air shattered. For a long second, Jungkook didn't move. His eyes narrowed slightly, disbelief flickering through the storm in them. Vian? He repeated slowly as if the words didn't make sense. Mark swallowed hard. Yes, she's the one who leaked the information about your father's shipment route 3 years ago. I confirmed it tonight. Silence, the kind that could crush bones. Jungkook's chest rose and fell once, twice before he turned away sharply. He didn't speak, didn't curse, didn't break anything. He just walked past his man through the rain, into his car. Everyone knew what that meant. The devil was quiet before he burned the world. Back at the John mansion, the world was entirely different. The chandeliers glowed softly, casting a golden warmth across the living room. The scent of vanilla cake, flowers, and something delicious filled the air. He stood there in a simple white dress, cheeks flushed from running around all day. The maids smiled as they helped you place the last few candles. It looks beautiful, ma'am, one of them said softly. You turned to her, smiling brightly. He'll love it. He has been so stressed lately. I just want to see him smile again tonight. The handmaid nodded, her eyes soft. He's lucky to have you. Laughed brightly, brushing flour from your cheek. He'll say he's not into birthdays, but watch. He'll act all cold and then secretly eat half the cake. They all laughed with you. For a moment, the world was perfect. You ran a hand over your stomach, a habit you had developed ever since you saw those two pink lines that morning. Your heart fluttered. You were going to tell him tonight, but before you could light the candles, the headmaid came rushing in. Ma'am, Master's car just entered the gate. Your eyes widened. Already? Oh my god. Quick, turn off the lights. Everyone go, go. You hurriedly placed the lighter on the table, brushing your hair back as your heart hummed wildly. The maids disappeared quietly. Only silence remained. You turned off the lights, standing in the middle of the room, holding your breath, smiling in anticipation. The sound of the front door opening echoed down the hall. His footsteps, heavy, purposeful, filled the mansion. Ryan. Jungkook's voice came low and rough. You smiled wider. In here. Living room lights flicked on, and there you were, surrounded by ribbons, balloons, and candles. A small cake waiting in front of you. Your eyes sparkled. Happy birthday, my love. But Jungkook didn't move. His dark eyes scanned the decorations, the cake, the smile on your lips, and then finally you. For a moment, you saw the flicker of the man you loved, then it vanished. His jaw tightened, his hand curled into fists. Tell me something, he said, voice low, controlled, but trembling beneath the surface. You are the one who told your father about my dad's last operation, right? Your heart stopped, your smile faltered. Jungkook, what are you talking about? He took a step closer, his voice rougher now. Don't lie to me. You froze, the words clawing at your throat. Jungkook, why? Just answer me. He roared suddenly, the anger finally breaking through. Was it you? Tears welled in your eyes. It was before us, before I knew. He laughed bitterly, shaking his head. Oh, so it's true. Before you knew what? That you would fall for me? That I would fall for you like a damn fool while you were planting knives in my back? You took a step closer, tears spilling. I swear I didn't mean for it to happen. Your father's death wasn't supposed to. His voice cracked, laced with disbelief and fury. Do you know how many nights I blamed myself for that? For failing him? For not protecting him? All this time, the person sleeping in my bed consoling me was the reason he died. Your knees went weak. No, Jungkook, please listen. He turned away, his chest heaving. So I was the only fool who thought you were meant to be mine from the start. He gave a bitter laugh. You never loved me, did you? Your heart shattered. Don't say that. I love you more than. Then what's it like? He snapped, his voice breaking. Because love doesn't destroy everything it touches. Tears streamed down your cheeks. You wanted to tell him everything, how you cut off your father, how you chose him, how you were carrying his child. But the words wouldn't come out. He turned toward the door, eyes glassy, lips trembling despite his anger. If you still plan to leave someday, he said, his tone quieter now, almost defeated, then you can leave tonight. Leave this house and never come back. And then he turned, walking up the stairs, his shoulders trembling, his heart bleeding, leaving you standing in the middle of the room surrounded by fading candlelight and your own tears. You couldn't breathe. You swallowed hard again and again, trying to hold the sound in, but nothing came out. You stumbled forward, grabbing the edge of the couch for balance as the room blurred through your tears. You didn't forgive yourself, not for that one mistake. You never thought your father would go that far. You thought he only wanted his power back, his revenge, not murder. And now the man who loved you more than his own life looked at you like you were the very reason he lost everything. Your legs felt weak, but your heart still pulled you toward him. You couldn't let him break again, not because of you. You climbed the stairs slowly, your hands trembling. The hallway lights were dim. You could hear his footsteps pacing inside the room. You pushed the door open gently. He was standing by the window, the soft glow of the lamp falling over his face, eyes red, jaw clenched. But then his gaze shifted to the dresser. There it was, the pregnancy test, lying beside the wrapped gift box you had prepared. Jungkook froze, his lips parted slightly as the realization dawned on him. And that's when you stepped inside. His voice broke the silence, low and unsteady. Are you? Your eyes filled again, Jungkook. He turned toward you, disbelief and pain colliding in his expression. You took a shaky step forward. I'm sorry. I swear I didn't know my father would use me. I didn't know he would kill your dad. I stopped everything. I cut him off, Jungkook. I tried to make it right. Please believe me. He just stared at you, his chest rising and falling fast, his hand shaking slightly. I was going to tell you tonight, you whispered, your voice barely holding. I found out this morning you're going to be a father. His eyes flickered, confusion, shock, heartbreak all at once, but he didn't say anything. He just stood there looking at you like he couldn't decide whether to hold you or walk away forever. Tears streamed down your cheeks as you added, voice cracking. I was never supposed to love you, but I did, and I still do. The storm outside roared louder, and the silence between you two broke only with the sound of your soft sobs and the thundering heartbeats of two people who loved each other too much to survive it. For a moment, there was nothing, no sound, no air, no space between you, only the weight of truth that hung thick in the room. The soft hum of the rain outside filled the silence, mingling with the faint flicker of the candles from the room downstairs. Stood there trembling, eyes red, words spilling out of you before courage could vanish again. Jungkook, Your voice cracked. I never wanted this to happen, I swear. I didn't know my father would use me like that. I thought he just wanted his territory back, not to kill your dad. He didn't look at you at first. His gaze was fixed on the test kit beside him. Small, fragile proof of something pure that existed between you. Something his heart wanted to reach for, but his mind was bleeding too much to let him. You took a step forward, tears pooling in your eyes. I love you, you whispered. I have loved you for so long. That one mistake, that one stupid blind decision. It was before us, before I even knew what it meant to love you, and I've spent every day since trying to be someone worthy of you. Jungkook's jaw tightened. His voice came out low, rough, and trembling. Yeah, a mistake. He said, his throat working hard. A mistake that took my father away from me, and I couldn't even take revenge for it because the person responsible was the one I am blindly in love with. Swallowed hard, your hands shaking as you reached out, but he stepped back, unable to bear your touch yet. You nodded slowly, pain twisting your face. If you want to punish me, I won't run. I'm right here. Your voice broke. If you want me gone, I'll leave this house and never come back. But before you decide, know that I love you. Your hand trembled as you pointed toward the dresser where the pregnancy test lay, and the biggest proof of that is this child. For the first time, his control shattered. Jungkook's eyes widened slightly, his breath catching as he looked from you to the test. His lips parted, but no words came out, only silence and the faint sound of his heartbeat echoing in his ears. You took a step forward, your voice barely a whisper. I was going to tell you tonight. It was supposed to be a happy surprise. I wanted you to know that even after everything, life was still giving us something beautiful. Jungkook's eyes filled and the tremble in his chest grew visible. His mask, the one the world feared, began to crumble. He whispered hoarsely, I miss him so much. That was all it took. Moved toward him slowly, wrapping her arms around his shaking frame. He stiffened at first, his pride, his pain, his anger all fighting for control, but then his body gave up, melting into your hold. He buried his face in your shoulder, his arms clutching you tightly as if he would break apart if he let go. His voice cracked. He was innocent, Ryan. My father didn't deserve that. He wasn't part of the bloodshed anymore. He just wanted peace. I know, you sobbed softly, holding him tighter. I know, Jungkook. I would do anything to change what happened. If I could trade places with him, I would. I'm so sorry. He shook his head, his voice breaking in between shallow breaths. All these years I looked for his killer. I hunted everyone, every lead, and you were beside me, helping me grieve, making me forget. How did you live with that? I couldn't even take my revenge because of you. Her tears fell freely now because I was already dying inside. Every time you smiled at me, it reminded me what I had taken from you. That's why I stopped working for him. I cut him off. I chose you, Jungkook. I have been yours since the day you broke down in my arms for the first time. You swallowed hard. You can hate me, Jungkook, but don't hate yourself. Don't lose yourself again. You promised your father you would become better than him, remember? He closed his eyes, pressing his forehead against yours. You knew how much hatred I had for that person who took away my father from me. He whispered, God, I wanted to end them, but I can't. I can't hate you. Not when everything in me loves you more than anything. Your lips trembled as you cupped his face. Then don't. Let's stop fighting the past. Let's protect what's left of us. He looked at you, eyes full of grief, love and surrender. Then slowly Jungkook sank to his knees, resting his forehead against your stomach. His voice came out broken. I don't know what to do now. You are the one who filled my life with happiness, but also the reason of my biggest grief. You cried, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. You sank down with him, cradling his head gently, your fingers brushing through his dark hair. I promise I'll never do it again. I'll prove my loyalty until the end. Please forgive me. For a long time, neither of you moved. You sat there on the cold floor, holding each other as the storm outside softened to a drizzle. When Jungkook finally looked up, his eyes were swollen, his heart quiet but heavy. I'm sorry, he said softly, voice trembling, for yelling at you, for saying things I didn't mean. I was angry but not at you, but at what I lost, at how helpless I felt. You shook your head gently. You don't need to apologize. You have all the right. He exhaled shakily, his thumb brushing your tear stained cheek. You shouldn't. You should hate me for the thing I said. You smiled weakly. How can I hate the man I love? He reached out, his hand trembling as it landed gently on your stomach. You are carrying my child, he said quietly, a fragile smile breaking through the sorrow. My father always said I would understand love when I became one. Maybe he was right. You smiled faintly through your tears. He would be proud of you, Jungkook. Looked down for a moment, then closed his eyes, whispering into the quiet, I promise you, Dad. I'll become a father my child will be proud of. I'll protect them. I'll protect her. I won't let pain define me anymore. You brushed your thumb across his cheek, whispering, He's listening. Later that night, the mansion was quiet again, but this time peace filled the silence. You sat on the couch with him, your head on his shoulder. The cake still waited on the table, slightly melted but untouched. Jungkook looked at it, then at you. You really did all this for me. You nodded. Of course, even Mafia Kings deserve birthday candles, but guess what? I ruined your day. He chuckled softly, the sound faint but comforting. You didn't. Maybe it was another test of our loyalty. But even though it hurts, so is the thought of living without you does. You have done so much today. Let's not waste it. He stood, lit the candles, and sat beside you again. The warm glow painted both your faces. Make a wish. You said softly. He looked at you, really looked, and his voice dropped to a whisper. I already have it. Your lips trembled into a smile as he leaned forward, blowing out the candles. You clapped softly, laughing through the tears that still lingered, and for the first time in what felt like years, John Jungkook smiled too. Not as the mafia boss, not as the broken son, but as a man who was learning to love again despite the ruins. Happy birthday. You whispered. He smiled, a real one this time, and pulled you into his arms. Thank you, he said against your hair, for giving me a reason to stay strong. Then he pulled back slightly, his eyes glimmering with something different this time. Certainty. He dropped to one knee, taking your trembling hand in his. I lost everything once, but you gave me something to live for again, a family, a future. Will you marry me? Breath caught, tears filling your eyes as you nodded. Yes, Jungkook, always yes. He smiled through his own tears and pressed a kiss to your hand, his other palm resting protectively over where your child grew, a promise to his father, to you, and to the life waiting ahead. And for the first time in years, the stars above the John mansion didn't feel lonely. They felt like witnesses to love, to forgiveness, and to a new beginning.